Hello guys, good evening. How are you doing everybody? Good to see you. आज का टॉपिक बहुत important है, बहुत interesting है. So let's totally get going. Good evening, good evening, good evening. मेरे प्यारे बच्चों, कैसे हो? बढ़िया एकदम. कनिष्क, प्रिंसी, मदन, सारा प्रिंसी ने मुझे सारे बच्चों के एड्रेस दे दिए हैं. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर दैट प्रिंसी. कल सारे बच्चों की टी शर्ट्स निकल जाएंगी. So good evening everybody, this is Dr. Mani and on behalf of Vedantu Biotonic welcome you. Thank you for ordering the book. I'm also very excited to see कि बच्चों के हाथ में वो बुक्स कब आती हैं, कब वो बच्चे मुझे अपनी बुक्स के साथ स्नैपशॉट्स, फोटोग्राफ्स भेजते हैं. तो चलिए शुरू करें आज की सुपर अमेजिंग क्लास, जनरेशन एंड कंडक्शन ऑफ nerve impulses वाली क्लास. Can we start today's super awesome class? Yes everybody, so good evening. ये लाइट कहाँ से आ गई स्क्रीन पे, तो इसको ऐसे कर लेते हैं so that there should be no light on the screen. Good evening. Should we start? Perfect. चलिए फिर चलो. राइट, हीटर को मैंने एडजस्ट कर दिया. बहुत ठंड हो रही है बच्चों. कह रहे हैं कल परसों में फिर से बारिश होने वाली है. बारिश के बाद तो ठंड बढ़ जाएगी थोड़ी सी. गुड इवनिंग ज्योति. इंपॉर्टेंट क्लास. टेक आउट योर पेपर्स एंड पेन्स. आई टोल्ड यू अबाउट द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द नर्व yesterday. If you remember yesterday's class, we kind of ended with synaptic knobs-telodendria. We're going to pick up in today's class exactly from there. So good evening. I've gone to the side, cameras adjusted, and let's quickly start. Where is my yes, here it is. Done. And chalo, let's get started. Guys, अगर कभी भी कोई problem है, you feel that you need to talk to me, you have a problem, you need to engage with me, you need to talk to me, ask me something, get in touch with me on Instagram, get in touch with me on Telegram, get in touch with me on the comment section. I'm always there for all my students. Go get your books and I can promise you, you will not be disappointed. You will absolutely be delighted by the lovely questions on the book. Human and Then Disease, we're going to continue it at 9 p.m. Let's get started. Before we move forward, everybody make sure that you are liking, sharing, subscribing. Let's do a small little activity today. I'm seeing so many of you are here and you're chatting and you're talking to us. Let's take the chat section out. Do you want to talk about something? Is there something which is troubling you? Write down. Namaskar, welcome, Utkarsh, Sudeshna. Synapse and synapses, I will come to it. I will come to it. Right? I will talk to you about this when I do cell division. Let me decrease the brightness so that you are able to see the comments. मेरे को तो comments पढ़े जा रहे हैं. I quite don't have a problem. Yes, definitely Mannat, you have my classes there. Function of myelin sheath is covering. It's going to cover the nerve, creating nodes of Ranvier. It's like a protective sheath, right? Pari pink coat बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है. Thank you, my dear child. Your book arrived, Chetan? Really? इतनी जल्दी तो नहीं आई होगी. But do let me know. Waiting for the book. आज यहाँ बारिश हुई थी. अरे वाह घूमना. Prapti, tell me how can we do this? Maybe on an Insta live on Saturday. बहुत दिन हो गए Saturday का Insta live भी नहीं हुआ. Offline classes नहीं होती है. संजना मैम आपसे मिलना है कोलकाता आना. Okay Shreya, very soon. Okay Vishu, we'll call you Vishu. याद रहेगा. I'm not able to find my Telegram. I can just find compassion and gratitude. A lot of my students. प्रिंसी से पूछ लो. प्रिंसी ने अभी मुझे थोड़ी देर पहले वहाँ पे मैसेज किया है. Ask प्रिंसी. So she'll be able to tell you. Okay. तेजस्विनी, ये सारी चीजें वैसे सेल की है. न्यूक्लियस होता है सेंटर ऑफ द सेल में. न्यूक्लियस का सेंटर होता है न्यूक्लियोलस, राइट? एंड प्लूरल का डिफरेंस है आई में. ऑनलाइन क्लासेस एट स्कूल और लॉन्ग, ये क्या क्वेश्चन है सानिया? मुझे समझ में नहीं आया. निधि, नो, आई विल डू इट टुडे. थैंक यू एसएससी म्यूजिक्स. हेलो ओम. Ma'am, it feels weird. My brain is studying about himself. He doesn't even know himself. Good evening, Angel. कैसे हैं आप? कृष्णा, ये क्या सवाल हुआ? Right? मैम, मुझे फिजिक्स के प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करने में बहुत प्रॉब्लम होती है. आई एम इजरो. मैं ना कल परसों में एक स्पेशल वीडियो बना रही हूँ फिजिक्स के प्रॉब्लम्स का ही कोई हम सॉल्यूशन निकालेंगे. So I'm going to be doing that. Yes, Sarah. Yes, but you can also send me a snapshot on Telegram. But I remember reading it. कहाँ पे किया है Sarah? Tell me. I will do that, Rupal. I will do that. Oh God. Oh Zahra, please take care. Thank you, Khushbu. Thanks, Deep. Hi, Rahul. Nandini. Thank you. Thank you so much, Nandini. Okay, full 11th in 1 month, Yashika. Okay. Yo, good, yo. Studio tour, I will do it, Sudeshna. Hi, Sudeshna. Bade dinon baad I've seen you. How are you? Are you doing well? Arey wow, Mohan. That'll be so amazing, Mohan. Thanks, Om. Sanjana, sending it your way very, very soon. Yes. Should we move forward? Thank you, Om. Let's focus on our study. And Tay has said, let's start teaching. So, chaliye. After a long time, I talked to all of you. Let's pop the chat out. Let's restore it. And let's come to the class. So, here is the class. It's going to be a very interesting class. It's a very important class. I should increase the brightness a little bit. Otherwise, you won't be able to see my face itself. So... Pixie. Let's increase the brightness a little bit. Right? So let's move forward. CBSE Term 2 जो है आप सबको पता ही है. There's a crash course going on for CBSE Term 2. Please don't miss that. Please don't forget it. Please don't miss it. अगर आपका Term 1 कैसा भी गया है, you still have an opportunity to do the crash course for Term 2. Don't miss the crash course so that in just 1 month also you're able to focus on your studies and do max to max studies. It's available just for ₹899. The code is VD Pro. The link as always is in the description box. We've started the new batches. There are 45 plus classes, and you know all our classes you can ask unlimited doubts. You have teachers who are going to teach you, class teachers who are going to take your doubt, unlimited micro courses. That means जो पढ़ रहे हो उसके अलावा दूसरे टॉपिक्स भी माइक्रो कोर्सेज से कर सकते हो. क्लास में असाइनमेंट्स होते हैं, क्लास के बाद असाइनमेंट्स होते हैं. It's really helpful. Let us now in today's class come to generation and conduction of nerve impulse. Right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it in a very different way. Can I do a handmade class notes today? What say? Can I do a handmade class notes today? Would you like that? A complete handmade class notes? Yo? And maybe do the slides at a later stage, because the way I'm going to do it, it's really going to be very helpful. Done? It's really going to be very helpful if I do a handmade class notes. So the action potential and everything else, let me teach you with handmade notes. So why don't you open your copies, why don't you open your papers, pens, action potential, very important. I will do the entire action potential, hi Arpit, in the form of handmade class notes. Chalo, let's do this together. Now, what I'm going to start from, action potential. And then I'm also going to come to something where the nerve will end on a muscle or pass it to another muscle. So I'm going to do मतलब मैं क्या करने वाली हूँ? In today's class I'm going to write with a black colored pen. पहले मैं बताने वाली हूँ, अगर ये nerve है, which structure I told you yesterday. Suppose this is the nerve. How will the signal pass? How? This is going to be first part of today's class. Done? And pin drop silence, everybody, just making hearts. Write you on the chat section. This is going to be a beautiful section. And in the second class, as Sai Lakshmi said, second part of today's class, this signal will go to another nerve or another muscle. So how is the signal passing the neuromuscular junction? There are going to be no slides today. It's going to be a pure handmade class. Done? So pin drop silence. It's just 7 o'clock, 7:12 by my watch. By 7:30, the class, you're going to understand everything. Okay? Yes? Hi, Sarah. Oh, Sarah, I will do that, Sarah. So now, I want you to pay a lot of attention and I want you to maintain pin drop silence. Okay? Absolutely pin drop silence, a lot of attention in my class. So let's do this. Now, if I have to draw a nerve, will this be the axon of the nerve? I'm not drawing the cyton, I'm not drawing anything else. Let us say that this is the axon of the nerve, right? You've done the cyton yesterday, the cell body, you've done the axon in yesterday's class. Let's now just focus on the axon of the nerve. Anything which is inside the cell, can I call it intracellular? Shreya ji? Anything which is inside the cell, can I call it intracellular? cellular, and anything which is outside the cell, can I call it extracellular? Perfect. Absolutely we can. Absolutely we can. This intracellular within the cell, extracellular outside the cell. Okay? Is that clear, everybody? Normally, the cell keeps sending sodium outside. So normally there is sodium outside, potassium inside. Is that clear? There is sodium outside and potassium inside. How did the cell do it? How did the cell do it? The cell started to send 3 sodium molecules outside. How many sodium molecules? 3. And in return of those 3 sodium molecules, with the help of a pump, I will start from basics, it got only 2 potassium inside. Only 2. So now if 3 are going out and only 2 positives are coming in, is there a disbalance? Suppose I give 30 rupees to Sai Lakshmi and she returns only 20 rupees back to me. Does she owe me 10 rupees because she's not given me back 10 rupees? This is a sodium potassium pump. It is going to send 3 sodium out and 2 potassium inside, because of which is there a deficit of 1 charge? Like I, Ronak, I'm going to give 30 rupees to Sai and Sai Lakshmi is going to give 10 rupees back to me. So is this going to lead to a deficit? Do you understand the English word deficit? That means inside there is going to be only 2 coming in, whereas 3 are going out. So that means inside 1 is less, and because on the intracellular 1 is less, will it lead to a negative charge inside? Did you understand what is deficit? Everybody, come ho gaya. Definitely, Harsha, it is a book which is written for NEET aspirants. It's a MCQ book. It's very, very helpful for NEET aspirants. Right? And over a period of time, this negative on the inside becomes minus 70 millivolt. So this minus 70 millivolt is called the resting membrane potential. What is it called? It's called the resting membrane potential. Before I even teach you resting membrane potential, a little background history is very, very important. There are on the membrane 3 types of channels. How many types of channels are there? Like you can have 3 types of tea. You can have elaichi tea, you can have adrak tea, or you can have masala tea. Similarly, on a membrane, you can have 3 types of channels. One channel is called sodium, potassium, ATPase, which uses ATP. How many types of channels are there? 3. This is going to send 3 sodium out and it's going to get 2 potassium in, maintaining a balance of minus 70 millivolt inside, maintaining the resting membrane potential. That's number 1. Apart from the sodium, potassium, ATPase, there is one more channel which is only for sodium. For example, you eat chai and pakoda together on a rainy season, but you can normally have only pakoda or you can have only chai. There is no need to have chai and pakoda together all the time. Good evening, Dipanshi. Did you understand? So you can have only sodium, you can have only potassium, and you can have sodium, potassium, ATPase. So how many types of channels? Sodium, potassium, ATPase? Only sodium, only potassium. Can you see the 3 types of channels? Like you can have chai and pakoda together, but it is not necessary. You can have only chai, you can have only pakoda, and you can have both of them together. No problem, Devi, but this is a very important class. Did you understand this, everybody? Done? I know, Tiyasha, why are you late, everybody? Did you understand this? Write it on the chat section. Everybody who's got this, I want 1 like on my screen. So Ronak, so Zahra, how many types are there? There are 3 types. What are the 3 types? There's number 1, sodium, potassium, ATPase, which maintains a balance of minus 70 millivolts. And then there is only sodium and there is only potassium. Write it on the chat section. 1 like, 1 like, 1 like, everybody. Done? So first of all, there is the sodium potassium ATPase which maintains the resting membrane potential. What is resting membrane potential? I gave 30 rupees to Sivalaxmi. Sivalaxmi only gave me 20 rupees back. She ate my 10 rupees. Sivalaxmi, मैं याद रखूंगी. I got a deficit of -10. That's your resting membrane potential. Is that clear? If -70 millivolt of resting membrane potential is not there, the nerve cannot work. Write a on my chat section, please. If the -70 millivolt is not there, right, the nerve cannot work. If you don't have chai patti at home, if you don't have tea bags at home, and Vani Ma'am comes and Vani Ma'am loves to have chai, will you be able to give chai to Vani Ma'am Gun? If you don't have chai at home, so if you don't have sodium potassium ATPase, you will not be able to maintain a resting potential of -70 millivolt. If you cannot maintain a resting potential of -70 millivolt, you will not be able to do work from the nerve. So first thing is sodium potassium ATPase. 3 सोडियम बाहर गया, 2 पोटेशियम अंदर आया, रेस्टिंग मेम्ब्रेन पोटेंशियल -70 मिलीवोल्ट का इस्टेब्लिश हो गया. इज दैट क्लियर? भाग के लाना पड़ेगा. इज दैट क्लियर? नंबर 1. इसके बाद क्या होता है? I'm going to erase the slide. Have you copied it? Everybody write it. You are on the chat section right now. इसके बाद, so what are we starting with? हम किससे स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं? हम स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं कि हमारे पास एक नर्व है, उस नर्व के पास -70 मिलीवोल्ट है. दिस इज फर्स्ट स्टेप. डू यू नो व्हाई इट इज -70 मिलीवोल्ट? हाउ डिड वी रीच दिस? डिड आई एक्सप्लेन इट टू यू, नंदिनी? एंड देयर इज सोडियम आउटसाइड, पोटेशियम इनसाइड. इंटरेस्ट. This is the starting point. I want to run the Bombay Marathon 25 kilometers. Can we run, Ayan? Aryan, you tell me. Without practice, Zahra, Nidhi, Shreya, Sai Lakshmi, can we start? We need to read. Can we do in 5 kilometers? You have to practice. So it is working. It is working. It is sending 3 sodium out. It is getting 2 potassium inside. It is maintaining a potential difference of -70 millivolt from across the nerve, क्योंकि नर्व के बाहर सोडियम है, नर्व के अंदर पोटेशियम है, और इस मेम्ब्रेन के अंदर यू आर मेंटेनिंग अ डिफरेंस ऑफ -70 millivolt. Is that clear? Once you have a nerve like this, tick mark, only this nerve can be stimulated. You are maintaining a potential. If you do not have -70 millivolt, can you stimulate that nerve? Thinga. Can you stimulate a nerve which is not maintaining a balance of -70 millivolt? No. No, you cannot. You cannot. Right? Can you stimulate it? No. No. Is that clear? You have to listen to me to be able to understand. If you're not listening, can you understand the class? No. So you need to balance of -70 millivolt to be able to get stimulated. Perfect. Number 2 point. Very, very, very important. Once you have -70 millivolt, in the second point, once you have it, a signal will come. That signal is called action potential. I will tell you, a signal will come. This is RMP, resting membrane potential. This is not beginning of rest. Gun is sleeping like this. Mommy saying, Gun, get up, class hai. हाँ उठता हूँ. Gun, get up, class है. हाँ उठता हूँ. Gun, get up, class है. हाँ उठता हूँ. After 4 times, what will mommy do? Give one chapat? Yes or no? Tell me. She'll pour water only. Vani Ma'am will not put cold water. She'll put hot water. Proper chapat. Get up. Yes or no? So signal will come. Signal, action potential. That signal will open. How many types of channels did I tell you? How many types of channels did I tell you just 2 minutes ago? How many types of channels? Good, Divi. What are the 3 types of channels? Sodium, potassium, ATPase, sodium and potassium. Sodium, potassium, ATPase, sodium and potassium. Did I tell you? Yes, I told you. Don't lie. है ना? Told you. It will open only sodium channels. It will open up. And where is sodium? High pressure sodium. So once the channels get open, what will the sodium do? Tell me. What will the sodium do? Because sodium is outside, it is more. It will go inside, high pressure to low pressure. It is so simple if somebody teaches you. And if sodium comes inside from minus 70 millivolt, it will become plus 30 millivolt. Now tell me, will potassium move? Can potassium move from sodium channel? Can potassium move from sodium channel? No. When the signal has come, which channel has opened? Tell me, which channel has opened? Number 2 point. Signal has come. Signal is called action potential. Which channel has opened? Please tell me, repeat after me. Which channel have I opened when the signal has come? Ishika, which channel have I opened, Doraemon? Sodium. Sodium, high pressure, outside. Sodium, low pressure, inside. So will it go from outside to inside? Will it go from outside to inside? Yes. Yes. Will the minus 70 millivolt turn to plus 30 millivolt? Yes. Will there be a change because sodium is coming inside? Yes. This is called as depolarization. Second stage. So what is the first stage? RMP. Who does RMP? Sodium, potassium, ATPase. What is the value of RMP? Minus 70 millivolt. What is the second stage? Depolarization. Who does depolarization? Sodium channels. What is the value? Plus 30 millivolt. Is that clear? So simple. You don't have to do anything else. Influx of sodium. Sodium is coming inside. Good, Vishu. Now, third. After sodium channel, if your parents get Vidshika one chocolate, if Vidshika has a younger brother or sister, what will they say? I also want, I also want, I also want. Will they say, Princey? Yes. So, if sodium channels have opened, yes, if sodium, RMP is resting membrane potential. Resting membrane potential, it is resting. Minus 70 millivolt. Resting. So, if sodium channels have opened, now potassium channels will say, I also want to open. Potassium inside high pressure, outside low pressure. So potassium will move from inside to outside. Let us do this. Potassium channels have opened. Potassium will go out. Potassium channels are very big. Right, Mohan? Potassium channels they will take a lot of time to get closed. They are very big channels. They are like that big fort is there. They're like that big fort ka gate. They will take a lot of time to close. You cannot close potassium channels. They are very, very big. They take a lot of time to close down. They're like those big old gates. 5 people will be there and they will try to close it. They're such big channels. So they will remain open for more time and potassium will keep going out. 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 Keep going out. So from plus 30, it will go to minus 70, but it will not stop at minus 70. It will keep going to minus 90 millivolt, which is called as hyperpolarization. when it reaches -70, potassium channels open. This was depolarization because it became +30. When it reaches -70, it is called as again repolarization, but it will not stop at -70. It will go all the way to -30 because the big gates, and the big gates cannot be closed. The big gates take more time to close. These are big ionic gates. That is why it reaches -90 millivolt, which is referred to as hyperpolarization. Is that clear? Right? Sanya, I think you came late to the class. You will have to see the first few minutes of the class. Did you understand? Did you understand? So, the sodium potassium ATPase is going to maintain a balance of resting membrane potential. First one, there are 3 ionic channels I talked about. So, the first ionic channel, the sodium potassium ATPase maintains resting membrane potential. The signal opens the sodium channels, which causes the -70 millivolt balance to turn to +30 millivolt, which is called as depolarization. And when the potassium channels open, the potassium goes from inside to outside because potassium is there inside. That is called as repolarization. It does not stop at -70, it goes all the way to -90 millivolt. It is called as hyperpolarization. -70 millivolt से +30 हुआ, +30 से -70 पे नहीं रुका, it went all the way to -90. This is the way ionic channels in the membrane function. Am I audible? Am I visible? Am I understood? Right? It is repolarization, but does it stop at -70? It is repolarization, but does it stop at -70? So what will it be called? Hyperpolarization. It is but becomes hyperpolarization. So first of all, you maintain the balance, which is a resting membrane potential. Then you do a depolarization. For depolarization, what channels have to be open? Tell me. For depolarization, what channels have to be open? Tell me. For depolarization, what channels have to be open? Tell me. What channels for depolarization? Sodium channels. For repolarization, what channels have to be open? Tell me. Repolarization. For repolarization, potassium channels. Very good, Nidhi. Potassium channels. Did you understand this, everybody? And for maintaining resting membrane potential, what channel is it? For maintaining the resting membrane potential, what channel is it? Tell me. For maintaining the resting membrane potential, what channel is it? Yes? Done? Sodium potassium ATPase. Sodium potassium ATPase. Very, very well done. अब ये जितना कुछ मैंने बताया, where is this channels opening? There is somebody who's asked me what is the function of myelin sheath. So these are Schwann cells, these are myelin sheath. So myelin is insulation. Now tell me one thing. How many of you have ever worked to help your parents during Diwali? Have you cut the wire and that copper wire comes out and have you joined it? Yes? Have you done that? Cut wire and joined it and then put... So, when you see a wire, plastic wire, and this is the copper wire inside it. This plastic part is myelin, and this is the nerve, which is the copper, and this is the plastic. What is the function of plastic? It is an insulator. How many of you have got small current? अगर वायर कहीं कट होती है, does the current come out, Sai Lakshmi? Tell me. Good. अगर वायर कहीं भी हल्की सी भी कट होगी, will the current come out? But obvio, right? तो अगर वायर कट होगी, obviously the current will come out. But current here, unable to come out. Similarly, the myelin insulator. It's an insulator. Will the sodium, potassium, will it come out, go in from myelin? Yes or no? Will that sodium, potassium, everything, will it come out, go out, impulse? Batao. Very good. It cannot. No, myelin, it is an insulator. So from where will that channels open? Sodium, potassium, that channels can only open in the nodes of Ranvier. Is this clear, like crystal clear? Say yes or no on my chat section. Yes, and you have to tell me in the comment section how is today's class. How is today's class? Slides say, essay. Why the nodes of Ranvier are important? Why that saltatory conduction? Because wherever myelin is there, signals cannot go in, signals cannot come out. The signals can only come out when it is without a covering. That means it can only go out, come in. Action potential can only occur in nodes of Ranvier. Aaya samajh mein? Myelin sheath जहां पे होगी, action potential नहीं होगा. अब मेरी बात ध्यान से सुनो. अब तो तुम्हें फील आने वाली है सॉलिड वाली. ये रही अनमाइलिनेटेड नर्व और ये रही माइलिनेटेड नर्व. चलो चलो मेरे साथ साथ चलो. इसमें नर्व कैसे इंपल्स ट्रांसमिट होगा? देखो, सोडियम पोटेशियम, सोडियम पोटेशियम, सोडियम पोटेशियम, सोडियम पोटेशियम, सोडियम पोटेशियम, सोडियम. इसमें कैसे होगा? सोडियम पोटेशियम, सोडियम पोटेशियम, सोडियम पोटेशियम, सोडियम पोटेशियम. Which is faster? Which is faster? बताओ. A is faster. पिटाई थी आशा, यहीं से पिटाई होगी अभी तुम्हारी. यहीं से पिटाई होगी तेजस्विनी. अरे इसमें कितना टाइम लगेगा? For every step you have to walk like this. और second is like this. अरे क्या बात कर रहे हो यार? इसमें एवरी टाइम ना ऐसे देखो हाउ मच टाइम इट विल टेक. और यहां पे सी जस्ट जंप. यस और नो? Some saltatory, 100% saltatory, because the signals cannot come out from. The signals cannot come out from. The signals cannot come out from myelin sheath. अब करते 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 कल ये डायग्राम बनाया था. Here at the end there can be nerve or there can be muscle. If it is nerve and muscle, it is called end plate. What is it called if it's nerve and muscle? It's called end plate. It can be nerve to nerve also. It can be nerve and. इसको क्या कहते हैं? टीलोडेंड्रिया. कल वर्ड बताया था ना मैंने एंड में. टीलोडेंड्रिया. टीलोडेंड्रिया बताया था. सो सिग्नल जा रहा है एंड इधर आ गया. दिख रहा है? And now what will happen here? What will happen if it is one nerve to another nerve? यहां क्या होगा? और what will happen if it is one nerve and a muscle? It is a beautiful concept. ऐसे पढ़ा दूंगी कि आज के बाद कभी भूलोगे नहीं. Now tell me, action potential की क्लास कभी भूलेगी? Right? How will this signal go? Signal पहुंच तो गया, jump किया या बीच से गया? But signal has reached here. Signal, the information, the action potential. How will it pass to the next one? Did you understand this? How was the class? You have to tell me now first. समझ आया? Did you understand this? How will, yes, axon terminals are the same as telodendrian. How exactly, what will happen here and what will happen here? Now, because you're my regular students, I'll be very honest with you. Alright? Most of you know I'm also doing my small little MBA, and I'm not doing it from some lallu pallu college, but one of the oldest colleges of India, which is the 𝐜𝐥𝐢𝐬𝐴 Jamshedpur. And I have an assignment to submit today evening. Last 4 days, I have had 5 classes daily, wave book classes and YouTube classes. I have not been able to do it. I have to submit it before 12 o'clock today evening. Yes. So I will leave your class 20 minutes before and the next class 20 minutes before. I have another class at 9 o'clock and I will finish my assignment. So can I leave you early today so that I also get some 15-20 minutes to finish my assignment? Yes. I first thought I will take a leave today, but then I thought no, taking leave is not good. I will teach you for 40 minutes. I will explain one concept to you. I will also finish my assignment before my professor murders me, not realizing that my students will not leave him. But I have a lot of work to do, right? तो मैं जाती हूँ, अपना assignment खत्म करती हूँ. कुछ तो करना है. ठीक है, एंजॉय तो नहीं हो रहा भाई असाइनमेंट्स. अब मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कर्मा इज आफ्टर माई लाइफ. मेरी भी नेगेटिव मार्किंग वाले टेस्ट चल रहे हैं. मुझे लग रहा है वानी बेटा तुम 12 साल से बच्चों का नेगेटिव मार्किंग वाले टेस्ट ले रही हो. लो आ गया कर्मा. Yes, so I will go and I will do my work and I will see you all at 9 o'clock. Yes, thank you Madan. Take care and अच्छे से पढ़ो यार guys. That's the most important thing. Study very well. Okay? Take care. I'll see you at 9 o'clock. Bye. Bye guys. Bye. बाय. देखो, और सच में मैं भी तुम्हारी तरह हूँ. लास्ट दिन मंडे को मुझे टाइम नहीं मिला, ट्यूसडे को कर लूंगी, ट्यूसडे को टाइम नहीं मिला, वेडनेसडे को कर लूंगी, वेडनेसडे को टाइम नहीं मिला, थर्सडे और फ्राइडे को सबमिट करना है. सैटरडे संडे को क्लासेस होती है. तो आज थर्सडे रात को मैं भी नाइट आउट मारूंगी. बिल्कुल कट कॉपी पेस्ट, जैसे टीचर वैसे बच्चे. यस, लास्ट दिन कंप्लीट करूंगी तुम लोगों की तरह. आज 12 बजे मैंने खोल के भी नहीं देखा, मुझे टाइम ही नहीं मिला. पर मैं आई एम वर्किंग. तुम लोग वेले हो, राइट? मैं वेली नहीं हूँ तुम लोग की तरह. ठीक है? Take care. See you in the next class. Bye guys.